Hi, this is Chantal from ThePurringCatStudio and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm starting a series about little tricks and little things I've learned along the way. I am close to celebrating my 1 year of making YouTube videos, and I did learn a lot. And I'm thinking, why not share a tiny bit of my little tips and tricks? And of course, some of them you'll already know, some of them will just be a reminder, like a refresher course. Sometimes we kind of forget about the basics that we've learned because we're busy and we're creating, and then we take a certain way of doing things and we forget about the good old tricks, as we say. And some of them will be completely new, and that's what I'm hoping for. So let's say you are making a tag. Let me just ink the top part right here, and I won't have to ink the whole thing. And you don't have those beautiful metallic eyelets. I have them. I don't have the crocodile. I just hammered them down and it's fine by me. But sometimes I don't want to put a metallic eyelet. I really love those cardboard circles that people put. I don't have those. And I seen these ones, which are already pre-glued, pre-cut, pre-everything. However, they're white, and I tried to color them, but as you can see, comes right off. That's a no-go for me. And I'm not going to spend 3 hours trying to figure out how to color them either. Now, maybe they come in paper that you can actually use this on, but these are more like a very shiny texture, so it doesn't work. So I'm going to make my own. You take a hole punch. I know that many of you have hole punches already. So you can take a piece of cardstock like I am that's already, dark. If you're looking for the vintage look, of course you don't have to. You can make them white, but then you could use the other ones. I have used ones that were a lot lighter earlier. They're almost white, but they're more like cream. And I colored them with this, and it works perfectly because that won't fade away. It is paper, obviously. But this time I just found a piece of cardstock that was this color, so why not? I don't know if I'll use this one. Why not? So you might think it's easy then. All you have to do is glue them on your tag and then punch a hole. But it's a little hard to try and align them. I mean, sometimes it's easy. Sometimes you can see through. Like right now, I could see through. I don't know if you see that. I can see through. So technically, I could glue those right there and I'd be okay. But sometimes it's darker, or maybe you don't have the good lighting to see. So another trick that I use, I don't just go ahead and try and find the middle, because for some reason, every time I miss. But however, when I do make a little dot in the middle, I can make sure that it's in the middle. And then for some reason, it's easier for me to align this metallic piece that does the hole. And I don't know, for some reason I can see. I'll see if you can see it in the camera. See, you see the dot? So I try and put it in the middle of that punch, and usually I'm in the middle enough that I like it. So for those days where you don't really have, I have a lot of lighting in my studio, so I could actually see through the paper, but it's not always the case. So then I would take my glue and, oops, that's a lot of glue. I would put the glue, put this in the middle of my tag, like so. Wait for a second for it to actually be glued. Is it glued? Okay. And then I would go back with the punch. Now it's easy because I just have to, punch back in the hole. And then I will go on the other side and put some glue and just make sure that I align the hole with the other hole, like so. And there you go. And that looks like a vintage eyelet in cardboard. I really love it. I added a metallic eyelet to mine afterwards. I thought it was really, it made it even more special, I found. But I do like the idea of those ones. They really look vintage to me. I really love it. So that's the first trick of the day. So also, you can make the smaller ones, and when you have the smaller punch for your tiny little baby tags works just as well. Now, you have the second trick of the day is you have a journal that you're making, and you would really love to add some texture and texture paste, but you don't have the stencil that you want, or the stencil you have is not really what you're looking for. And then you look through all your nice punches. I don't possess a lot of punches, but I know a lot of you have flower punches, heart punches, all kinds of shapes to make all kinds of things. I don't possess those. I only have the hole punches, and I have one that makes these types of leaves. So I punched two in different directions on a cardstock, and now I will use it. Why not? To make a texture. It works the same. You would have to hold it just like you would, you know, the regular stencil, because you know those things move. And there you go. So you can use your punches in cardstock or whatever they'll be able to punch in, whether it's a, like I said, cereal boxes, packaging of any kind. And then oops, okay, my paper's coming with it, and there you go. I do not have the stencil, but now it seems that I do. So okay, so another trick. So I'm going to take this. Another trick would be, I'm going to use this. If you have a die cut machine, same deal. If you have nice detailed elements that you would like to use, then just make one of the shapes of your die cuts in a sturdier paper, like a cardstock. And there you go. Now I will have this beautiful flower that I did not have before. This will be a little trickier because the flower I chose, of course, I had to choose the most difficult one ever. The little middle branches, you know, the one where the petal ends, if you will, are very, very tiny and delicate. And I've probably already lifted them up when I went like this. But I hope you understand what I'm trying to show you. I could have chosen a less intricate flower for this example, but just to show you what I mean. See, it's not perfect. I can see that it bothers me, but it would be because I would be less in a hurry to show anyone what I'm doing. So let's take it off. Oh well, it still worked, but the details here, these are the lines I was telling you about. I was afraid they would lift. They actually worked pretty well because it's actually really well. It worked better than I thought. So it comes from this flower. So not only now do you get a flower, but you also get a stencil. So why not use those if you don't have the stencil that you're really looking for that day, and you really want something that you don't have? Look through your die cuts, look through your punches, and punch away and die cut away in a little bit of a cardstock paper, and then you can use your texture paste with these instead of a stencil. We don't always have all the stencils that we want now, do we? So there you go. Those were the tricks and the tips and tricks of the day. I hope you've enjoyed those. I will try and come up with other little tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. And well, again, as usual, I will say I give you a great big hug from here at Nova Scotia, Canada. Thank you so much for all your beautiful comments. I hope to see you soon. Bye. Bye-bye.